Buying a new home in England? Well, this dream comes with a twist. Stamp duty rates are changing from the 1st of April. Stamp duty land tax in England is a tax levied on the purchase of a property or land above a certain value. The tax rate differs depending on whether you are a first-time buyer or purchasing an additional property, like a second home or buy-to-let property. We start by looking at the rates for standard buyers for residential properties. Under the current tax laws, no tax is applied on the first £250,000 on the property price. 5% is then applied on the value between £250,000 and £925,000. The rate then goes to 10% for properties up to £1.5 million. And finally, a 12% rate is applied for properties above £1.5 million. To be clear, you only pay the tax percentage on the amount above the threshold. So, for example, on a £400,000 property, you pay £0 on the first £250,000, and then 5% on the remaining £150,000. So the total stamp duty charges would be £7,500. But how are these rates changing? Well, the £250,000 tax-free threshold is reducing to £125,000, with a 2% rate now applied for the value in this range. This means, in our example, an additional 2% is required to be paid on the amount of £125,000, increasing the amount of tax by £2,500 to a total of £10,000. Let's look at first-time buyers. For first-time buyers, there is currently additional tax relief, with no stamp duty required on properties for the first £425,000 of the property value, with this tax relief only available if the property price is less than £625,000. This 0% rate will now drop to £300,000, with also the tax relief only available for properties that are less than £500,000. So, if a property is more than £500,000, the purchaser will have to be taxed on the standard rules, no matter if they are a first-time buyer or not. For additional properties, such as second homes, a surcharge of 5% is applied, which increased from 3% on the 30th of October 2024. So the tax rate thresholds are the same as standard property prices, but with an additional 5% added onto the standard rate. So, if the property is worth £400,000, the total stamp duty increases to £27,500. And there you have it, the stamp duty changes coming in April, laid bare. So if you are looking into buying a property, make sure you have enough capital to cover the additional tax required.